Hi everybody, Bearded Rogue here, and today I was watching the latest Meeple Syrup on branding yourself. And normally, like, I watch Meeple Syrup and I comment on how great it was, and I'm super happy about having watched it, and I get a lot of design advice, and a lot of the same advice comes around in circles from people. You hear, make your way to conventions, talk to people, sell sheets, all the same kind of stuff shows up. And branding was something that existed, but as even one of the guests says, is much more common with publishers. Um, and one of the first things that I decided to do when I did uh, decide that I was going to design, like that this was something that I really wanted to pursue in earnest rather than just, around a table with my friends messing around, is I went ahead and created the whole Bearded Rogue Twitter account because I wanted to get myself out there and get myself known by people and, volunteer at booths at major conventions and just in general do whatever I could to try to become a part of this community. And they talk about being an interested consumer. And I see a lot of that. And I think that's really awesome. And I love people who are really interested in who makes their games and why their games are made and how the games are made and stuff like that. But I really find myself drawn over and over again to actually being in the industry. That's why I, helped start a podcast for game designers. That's why I record these silly little videos in my dubious amounts of spare time. That's why I am active on Twitter. That's why I try to playtest other people's games and try to make myself available for anything I possibly can. Because uh, if I want this community to give to me, I need to give to it. And that's just kind of always been a thing for me. Like, I don't expect anybody to give me anything without something in return, and that's not because I think people are selfish. Far from that at all. It's that um I don't want to be the selfish one. Like, it's not right for me to gain all the benefit in a relationship that I have with another person, whether that's a business relationship or just a friendly relationship or whatever. Me being part of that relationship means I have to put something into it. And I consume a lot of content. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of videos. I'm try to be at a lot of the live events that my favorite personalities in the vlogosphere here in the board game world run. And I love to give feedback. I try to give feedback on anything I consume because I know how much it means to me to hear something back, even if it's something as small as, wow, that was another great podcast. I really loved it. Or, I really loved the part where you guys talked about this. And so that's kind of like what I want my brand to be. Like, I want to be known as the person who helps others. And I'm not doing it looking for help. I'm doing it because I think it's the right thing to do. And that's just kind of how I approach everything. Like, my job is that way. I'm the guy who comes in and tries to make sure that everybody else's life is easier. I've actually said that to my boss before, that I want to know how to do everybody else's job, not because I'm looking to take their job, but because I can help them with their job. I know what it's like to be the one guy who's working 16 hours because you're the only person who knows how to do what it is you do. I don't want anybody else to ever be in that kind of a position. I know what it's like to be the outsider looking in and watching everybody else do things while you sit alone at a table, you know, playing around with index cards. Like, I know what it's like to be the designer who shows up all excited for a major convention and then never once has anybody even look at his prototype. I've done all of those things, and I don't want that experience for anybody else. Like, if you're at a convention and nobody's looked at your prototype yet, find me. I will look at it. I don't care what state it's in, how excited you are about the artwork that's on it, or whether it even works. The mechanisms don't have to be all figured out. I will take a look at it. I love helping people. Just period. I love helping people. And that even extends to as far as if I see people on Twitter who say they're having a bad day, I always want to try and say something and reach out and try to make their day better, whether that's posting pictures of cute animals, which personally doesn't do anything for me, but it really works for other people, or, just engaging them in conversation and making sure they're okay. Like, I care about this community because of who's in it. And this community in turn has started caring about me. And that to me means more than signing any game. Now, I definitely am still wanting to sign games, and occasionally I get discouraged about my lack of success in this area. I think I'm getting closer every day. Like, I'm putting in the work. It's not a matter of not putting in the work at this point. It's just I haven't found that right fit yet. Like, my games haven't found the right fit yet. But I know that if I keep working, I'm going to have a bigger and bigger backlog of games that I've designed that are ready and available to be whipped out and shown to a publisher based on their requests and their needs. Like, I at the last speed dating event we did, we had somebody come up to us and say, "Oh, well, we're not interested in this," and we went, "Okay, so what are you interested in?" And then immediately pitched them another game that was sitting in our backlog, other than the one that was on the table. So, that's something that I'm going to be able to do more and more going forward. And, I'm getting better at doing videos, and I'm getting better at doing sell sheets, and all these things don't go away. And one of the things I recently did was just clean out my entire Google Drive. Like, not delete everything, just archive all the old stuff and make sure that the most current stuff was the only thing that was there, so that I'm not searching through documents trying to find my latest sell sheet for things. And, reviewing what's out there, like, oh my god, the last time I did this sell sheet, I didn't know, what the hell I was doing, so this sell sheet needs to be redone, and flagging things like that so that I can start working on it. And all of these things come from just comments that other people in the on Twitter and in general have made, like talking about organizing or putting up a vlog about, their favorite design tools, and one of them is a project management software. Like, I love learning from other people, and I hope that anything that I do, including this video, helps other people, because you all are awesome. I'm so privileged to have been welcomed into this community as much as I have been. I hope to continue to help all of you guys, whether it's playtesting or cheering you up or posting silly videos or interviewing you on a podcast, or just, ranting and raving about how much I love your games or your content that you produce. I hope that I can do that for you and continue doing that going forward. Because I really appreciate all of you, and I'm so glad that I'm part of this community. But as far as the brand for my games, I have no idea. I don't know what my game's brand is. I just know what my brand is, and I hope that that shines through in the content that I produce. But anyway, I'm going to cut this off. I don't want to make this a long-winded blog. We're already approaching 10 minutes. Everybody knows I love to talk. But I love you guys. Thanks for all of the help that you've given me. I hope that I've acknowledged it and acknowledged you properly in the past. And if not, expect to hear from me, going forward. I'm going to make my best effort to try to give credit to everybody who's helped me along the way. And it's a lot of people. But I'm not going to just leave that out there. As another game designer, content creator, I know how much it means. So, thanks again, guys, and Bearded Rogue out.